There are ads on television you probably just love to hate, and a viewer has turned her hatred of one commercial into a ban, persuading the Advertising Standards Council to outlaw a Lowe's ad. The grounds? It could incite violence.
Slapstick comedy has become a regular feature of the Lowe's menswear advertising campaign. But this building site scene, starring Steve Roach and Paul Vautin, was too much for one viewer.
Now, when I nod my head, hit it. You okay, Freddie?
A mother wrote to the Advertising Standards Council saying the violence was gratuitous, and on 2 occasions the hammer is used to hit a man on the head.
Makes me a very proud old footballer.
The ad's just meant to be humorous. It's a send-up of a vaudeville routine, and it's in no way intended to incite violence in children.
But that's just what the Standards Council found, saying the ad went beyond the bounds of community-acceptable slapstick humour.
You know, obviously if they had a lot of complaints and if there was something seriously wrong with the ad, then fair enough. But one person's complaint, I really think it's odd.
The ad stars are just as baffled.
I mean, them ads are designed to sell a few clothes and for the players to have a bit of fun. And, you know, I don't think them people have got much to do if they go around trying to put out fun ads.
The irony is that by the time the council had decided on its ban, the commercial had finished its run and was off the air anyway, with the next in the Lowe's series already in production.
Clip to $99.
Lowe's says their advertisements have developed a cult following, and the controversy is unlikely to cramp their creative style.
There'll still be a lot of fun and, you know, there'll be good fun and good humour where everybody can have a laugh.
Lowe's!
Lincoln Howes, 10 Eyewitness News.
In the news ahead, Mount Etna now engulfing property, Liz Taylor looking trim, and league stars sin-binned by the advertising watchdog.
Now, when I nod my head, hit it. You okay, Freddie? I see bright colours and patterns. Must be the new knitwear.
The advertising watchdog has stirred up a storm by banning a TV ad that stars league players Steve Roach and Paul Vautin. It's been pulled off air because of a complaint from a parent about gratuitous violence.
Famous for their slapstick humour, the Lowe's menswear commercials have often seen Blocker and Fatty at painful odds. The ads have been running for 2 years outside children's viewing hours without complaint. That was until this 30-second trouser-selling effort went to air early last month.
Now, when I nod my head, hit it.
In a letter to the Advertising Standards Council, a concerned parent complained of gratuitous violence. It's a routine made famous by the Three Stooges, but because role model footballers are involved, the council ruled it was likely to encourage dangerous behaviour, particularly among children.
Cop worse than that in every football game I played, so it's a big deal made out of nothing.
I don't think them blokes have got much to do, mate, with their time. You know, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, them Lowe's ads are made for a bit of fun.
Lowe's also defended the ads, claiming they're far tamer than any cartoon.
I thought it was a little pathetic that one complaint could cause such a stir and cause an authority to pull an ad off air.
Lowe's today were editing their next commercial, and no, Blocker and Fatty won't be pulling up their socks. The slapstick will continue.
How's this for quality?
The Advertising Council has denied it's overreacted. It was simply addressing a breach of the Advertising Code of Ethics. Lowe's can appeal against the decision, but given the ad wasn't intended to be aired again, it's still considering its options. Sharon Godella, National 9 News.
Well, first it was a ban on Fat Cat, then Skippy, and now the whistle has been blown on rugby league stars Steve Roach and Paul Vautin. The pair have been sin-binned by the Advertising Standards Council for being too violent. Not on the field, but for their parts in a clothing commercial.
Steve Roach has been accused of being too violent in the past, but this is one hit he and Paul Vautin never expected would earn a send-off.
Hit it.
It's ridiculous that the ads are there to sell clothes. Is the violence. It's not violence at all, really. A tap on the head, I've copped worse on the footy field.
Lowe's had already finished broadcasting the ad, but as they prepared yet another slapstick campaign today, they still couldn't believe the findings.
I really thought it was a bit pathetic that this had all blown up into such a major event.
What angers them most is just one complaint had the power to scrap a campaign worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I think it's a bit frightening that one person can shoot down a whole campaign. 8 million people would see the Lowe's ads.
The Advertising Standards Council today refused to defend its decision, releasing only a written copy of the judgment. It claimed the ad went beyond the bounds of acceptable slapstick humour, and the council did find support from the president of the Australian Council for Children's Film and Television, Barbara Biggins.
That television heroes exert a great deal of influence on children, and where those heroes use violence, then children see that violence is the way to succeed.
Lowe's, meanwhile, are watching reaction to their latest ad very carefully.
She likes me.
You think the sheeps are going to complain?